everyone, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today's topic is beer bug shot and anal swabs. Sounds kind of gross, but we'll get right to it here. Question: are there ways to evade having to take the shot if it becomes mandatory? For example, for trade, attending school, or working. And the anal swab test, can you see why this is? Are anal swabs leaving behind something for a particular reason? It's weird and it's horrible. So, since I had these two different questions that pertain to the same topic, I decided to combine them all and do them in the same post. So, starting with the beer bug shot itself. Avoiding it is a popular debate as many governments are working overtime to try to enforce this and entice people to do it. If you live in an area that requires it for things as simple as travel, employment, or school, it can be very difficult to navigate. The whole thing is so new that not many people have fully tested the waters to come up with a workable solution of how to navigate through this dilemma. So here's what I get, and it feels very important, so please spread the word on this. It's well known that the manufacturers of this shot have immunity. They're not going to get in trouble regardless of what happens. So basically, there's no recourse or blowback. Regardless of what happens 10 years from now, next week, doesn't matter. The government has also positioned itself in a way that these shots are voluntary, as they are only making life difficult but not actually holding you down and forcing it upon you. Those two elements alone shift the liability and the risk to the person that is agreeing to take the shot. But here's the key thing. What if you could shift the liability here? I see a future trend, shift, or movement in which people may not be able to make the manufacturer liable because they have immunity, right? But they can make their employer liable if refusing the shot is grounds for termination, or a school if it forces its will on a student without some kind of accommodation. I see the big legal push in the future. The big thing I see happening here in the works is for the liability waiver in which the employer, school, airline, whoever it may be, is going to be forced to sign a liability form and for their required shot, which they will not want to sign. So imagine if your boss says, hey, you have to take this or you're going to lose your job. And you said, you know what, I'll do that, but I need you to sign a liability form saying that you're going to be fully responsible for anything that happens now or anything that happens in the future to me as a result of this shot. They don't want to have to sign that, and that's where I see this going. Businesses, to avoid their portion of risk and their liability, slowly ease up on these very strict policies and requirements. The momentum to start this type of reverse tactic looks to be really slow to a start while people are trying to figure this out, but it quickly builds. So watch for this by the end of 2021. I see this being the big thing people do to try to avoid having to do it. Now, regarding the whole anal swab thing, yes, they're able to infect specified people or targeted groups easily with this method. There's a high absorption rate in this area of the body, and it makes for a quick delivery system for whatever bug they choose to administer. I cannot get a clear confirmation, but I have a really uneasy feeling here that there's going to be some newer modified STD with a beer bug base to it soon, and I see this emerge, and this is some sort of pre-testing thing to see what happens there. So I think a lot more is going to happen with that, so stay tuned. And that was really all I had for this reading. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thanks. Bye.